These are fragrances I have been obsessed with in the month of February. I have everything here from old, new, affordable, niche. There's going to be a wide variety in this video. These are all fragrances that I've genuinely been loving. And there's a good mix between gourmand, between more deep, dark, edgy scents. I think there is a really good collection in this video. But if this is your first time watching this channel, hello, my name is Anya. I love fragrances. I talk about them here every weekday, Monday through Friday. And I also publish additional content on TikTok and Instagram under the username ANECHKAFRAGRANCES. If you're interested at all in fragrance history, I actually run a podcast called The Fragrance Report. I publish a new episode every Wednesday, and I also publish the episode here on YouTube as well. So if you're interested in kind of like watching part of the episode and then going about your day, you can also listen to it on Spotify. So yeah, what else? By the way, this video was created in part, I know it's just a February favorites, but I did ask for y'all's feedback quite a bit in the last few days with what you wanted to see next, what video you wanted to see the most, and I actually did do a poll on, whether you wanted to see the fragrances I've been obsessed with, along with some other ideas, and so many of you guys participated, and I just want to say thank you so much, because as a chronically indecisive person, I find it kind of tricky to identify, okay, this is what I think will do well, but I also don't know if it's what you guys want to see. And I was just like, you know what, let me just put out several polls and see. And so many of you guys participated, and I just want to say thank you. So I will continue to do that on a regular basis. So if you want to be part of this feedback loop, definitely subscribe, because that's the only really efficient way to get notified whenever you see a new post in the community tab. I notify you guys of upcoming videos. I do polls like this one, and I like to just chat with you guys on that tab. I literally will chat with you guys there almost every single day. So I love that feature. And what else? Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So let's get started with the video. Starting off with the fragrance that I literally just randomly grabbed. This is a perfume from Sora Dora, and I feel like Sora Dora has been one of my favorite brands in the last few months. I do have an affiliate partnership with them, and I've really had a chance to experiment with so many of their fragrances, try so many of their perfumes out, and I go through kind of obsession phases with different perfumes of theirs. I think last video I talked about Johnny. I love that fragrance. I still do, but recently I've just been obsessed with Mallow. I would still say this is my number one favorite Sora Dora fragrance that I have tried so far. It is stunning. It's like a gorgeous violet marshmallow perfume, but I think that it actually does adhere to the trend of putting an orange blossom note with kind of like a marshmallow accord. And what's nice about this perfume is that, in my opinion, it does it the best. It does it the best. I don't think any other fragrance I've tried that adheres to this trend does it better than this. This is purely I think my favorite version of that trend. It's so stunningly beautiful. So you get the violet marshmallow. That's because of the sugary kind of aspect of this fragrance with the violet. That adds a slight powderiness. And then you also get, like I said, the orange blossom, but it's not like a sharp, indolic orange blossom. It's very soft. And then you also get some gourmand facets with notes like raspberry. It's a beautiful fragrance. I love it so much. And it's also a beast mode perfume. So if you're looking for a fragrance that really is truly a really good value for your money, try Mallow. Because I don't know about you, but when it comes to top dollar fragrances, and this fragrance is around $220 US. When it comes to top dollar fragrances, I do want it to last a longer time. I have fragrances that I paid, a lot of money for, and there are fragrances that don't last as long. But my ultimate favorite fragrances are the ones that are, yes, a little bit more expensive, but last a really long time. Because at the end of the day, every single time you spray a fragrance, that's money out of the nozzle, And even if a fragrance is on the lighter side, yes, some people are like, oh yeah, it's just the only thing that matters is the scent. I don't know about you, but I don't know if I'll ever be able to seriously, say, okay, this fragrance is amazing and I love it, and it only lasts 2 hours and it's $300. I don't think I'll ever, you know, maybe I'll get to that point if like the scent is really, really amazing. And there's some fragrances that don't last as long in my collection that are niche, but the scent is so beautiful, I don't care, or I'll spray on my clothes. But for the most part, I really do appreciate when a fragrance is stronger and it lasts a long time, because I just sprayed it once. It maybe landed a little bit on my arm and I can smell it. I can smell it. It's a potent fragrance. And yeah, that's why even though I love this fragrance so much, the dent here is not that extreme because I don't need a lot of this fragrance to really love it. And I think I mentioned in one of my previous videos about how I have like some fragrances that I, you know, keep in my bed. I know that sounds so weird, but like I have some fragrances that I just want to spray on either before I get out of bed or when I'm just like getting ready to sleep, because I get a lot of, you know, positive feelings from smelling my favorite perfumes. So this has been my bedtime fragrance. And I will say, people comment on this perfume the day after. Like literally when I spray it on at night and then I get up in the morning, I go about my day, people will comment on this fragrance. That's how strong it is. So yeah, Sora Dora Mallow. Okay, so next up is a fragrance that's darker, that's more aromatic, that's more powerful. I'm talking about Encre Noire à l'extrême. This is by Lalique, and I've had this fragrance for years, and this is a prime example of why I don't like decluttering fragrances, because I was not wearing this fragrance for a really long time. And then I got a whiff of it and I was like, wait, this is really like gonna be the fragrance that I love. Like I love this perfume, and I proceeded to wear it constantly. And I think that there were a few days in a row throughout this past month where I was just wearing this on, you know, rotation all the time. It's just a really good fragrance. It's giving like ambery resinous vetiver. There's something about it that smells so good. Like it smells so good. It smells like, I don't know, there's something kind of like masculine about it, but like masculine as in lumberjack who lives in the woods but also decides to wear a suit every now and then. But I kind of want to smell like that lumberjack. So here it is. You know, it's a very unisex fragrance. So if you guys are watching, or if you're watching and you prefer more masculine fragrances, this is a really good one. I would recommend it. But also if you're like me and you just genuinely love fragrances that are a little bit more unisex, that are a little bit darker, this is really good. And it's a must if you love vetiver, if you love ambery fragrances. And it's really not that expensive. It's like $26 on FragranceNet. Really good price, and you know, the dent is denting. But like I said, I've had this for years and I was not wearing it for a long time, and then I picked it up because I actually regretted getting the large size, because I was like, how will I ever finish this? And then I picked it up again and I started spraying it on and wearing it all the time. And it's getting used up for sure. So Encre Noire à l'extrême, this is like a must for me, and I'm wearing this as much as I can while I am still able to because of the weather. Not gonna lie, I am so ready for spring fragrances, because I actually do want to fine-tune my wish list and get some really interesting new fragrances in my collection, because I feel like the 2025 fragrance trends are so like top tier and so interesting. I definitely am going to start curating a list of fragrances that I do want to add to my collection for spring. Stay tuned for that. But yeah, I'm wearing this fragrance as much as I can right now. So let's just say you want something that's affordable, that's good, that's cheaper than a dozen eggs. Choco Musk by Al-Rehab. This is a beautiful, beautiful fragrance. So let's just say you want something that you can easily just put in your bag. You want something that's not expensive. You want something that's basic, that's going to go with most fragrances. This is just going to be one of your top options in my opinion. I love Choco Musk. It's like a powdery, beautiful chocolate fragrance with vanilla. And what's nice is that if you get the oil, it deepens over time, and you can literally stash this everywhere. I actually, you know, got this fragrance out of my work bag because every now and then I'll leave the house and I'll forget to put on a fragrance. And I really like wearing this fragrance when, you know, I need something. And it's just a fragrance that I've loved for years, and I've been wearing it more this month. So I've really been enjoying it. Choco Musk by Al-Rehab. So I have been posting more on TikTok, and one of the fragrance combinations that I literally will not shut up about, and it's genuinely because I've been loving these fragrances, and I feel like I've just been going over and over and over for them. But this is this combination right here, and I have Banana Republic's Vintage Green. This is a beautiful, like, aromatic green citrusy fragrance with some tea, fig. It's a beautiful perfume. People don't talk about it, and I don't know why. But we have also, combined with that, Sharing Concept by Kheir. This is a newer brand. I've just started an affiliate partnership with them. But this is really fascinating because it's kind of like a soapy grapefruit. Like, it smells like a solid cake of soap with, like, that's grapefruit scented. It's a very, like, comforting, luxurious fragrance for me. And I've had this fragrance for less than a month, and look at the dent. Yeah, that's pretty significant, I would say. And then this fragrance I've just had for a few years, and I've always really liked it. So this dent is going to be denting for that reason. But this is just a really nice, you know, combination. It's giving refreshing. It's giving beautiful. I love spraying this combination in my hair after, like, a shower. So I find that it's just a really good, you know, basic core combination that I've personally been gravitating towards a lot. Okay, so some other fragrances that I've just been wearing on rotation. If you listen to my podcast, The Fragrance Report, or if you watch the episodes that I publish here on YouTube, you might have seen that I've kind of been cycling through these Kheir fragrances interchangeably. So these are fragrances from a Middle Eastern brand called Kheir. They're based in the U.S. And they're created by a Lebanese content creator called Sihem. And I bought all these fragrances from their kind of discovery set. They sell these like 20 milliliter fragrances in a discovery set. Love this idea, so I bought the set. And basically, Pretty Please is a cherry fragrance. I'm really oversimplifying these fragrances, by the way. 7 Minutes is like a pillowy marshmallow caramel fragrance. Guilty Pleasures is a powdery chocolate orange fragrance. And then Slow Sip is a kind of cocktail-like tropical boozy fragrance. So that's a massive oversimplification, but I did do a video where I talked about a bunch of gourmand fragrances that you guys need to try, and I did do like more detailed overviews in that video, so do check that out if you're interested in seeing it. But yeah, I've been wearing these fragrances interchangeably. I really love them. I think they're great. They're really complex, so if you're looking for gourmand fragrances with some complexity, these are some amazing options. My favorite right now to wear is probably 7 Minutes, because it's just amazing. The dry down takes you through such a journey, and I was so surprised when I started wearing this more often at how complex this is. I was really impressed. But then overall, I would say my favorite is definitely Pretty Please, which again would probably not be the norm for most cherry fragrances, but the way they do this cherry is giving Morticia Addams. Like, it's great. And the longer I have this fragrance, the more the cherry comes out. It's so beautiful. So yeah, definitely a really interesting brand, especially if you love gourmand fragrances, but you want something with more complexity. These really do live up to the hype. So next I have a fragrance by Snif. This is Honey Sweet. I've had this fragrance for quite some time, but I've really made an effort to use it more this past month, because I feel like with some of these fragrances that are generally like comforting fragrances that are just basics, it's so easy to overlook them. I would say Sharing Concept and Vintage Green kind of slot into this category as well. Just fragrances that are low-key maybe on the surface, but really are the fragrances you can easily wear every day. I find that so often with fragrances that are like hyper gourmands, or fragrances that are like super focused on like one set category, it's really easy to kind of like see those fragrances but then overlook the ones that are just good everyday basics that are still stunning and beautiful in their own way. I would say Honey Sweet is part of that category, because it's just a beautiful soft floral honey that just smells amazing. It smells beautiful, it smells comforting, but it's not going to be like the loudest fragrance in the room, right? It's not going to be that fragrance that's going to like be super stand out. But it's going to be the fragrance that you can easily just spray on, and you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to think about overwhelming someone next to you. You can wear this fragrance to the office. You can wear this fragrance to bed. You can wear this anytime. And this has just turned into one of those basics for me. And yeah, it's definitely a fragrance that I've just fallen in love with more and more. It's a beautiful, light, caramelized touch of honey. It's definitely not an intense honey fragrance. If you find yourself intimidated by the honey note in other fragrances, I definitely suggest getting your nose on Honey Sweet. And Snif also does really, you know, great accessible options for trying the fragrances out. I believe the travel sizes are like $20, which is really affordable. And you can also use my code. I do have a code with them. I believe it's Anya 10 for some money off. But the fragrance full bottles themselves are like $60, which is really affordable, especially for the quality that you get inside. I've had several of their fragrances and I've just been like hyper fixated on several of their perfumes in rotation, and for me right now my hyperfixation is definitely Honey Sweet. But I am so excited to, or for you guys to see what Snif has in the pipeline, because they have some really interesting releases coming and I'm so excited to share them with you. But yeah, for now we have Honey Sweet, which I love and I definitely recommend if you're looking for something similar. But yeah, that's it for this video. Those are all the fragrances that I have to share with you. Definitely quite a full video considering February was such a short month. But let me know, have you tried these fragrances? If so, what did you think? Are there any fragrances that are your favorites over this past month or that you've been loving? I'd be curious to hear your thoughts down below. But thank you so much for watching till the end, and I'll see you next time. Bye.